Alright, so before you jump the gun and make an assumption in the comments based on the title of this video, I just want to say there are two major things to take from this video, and they're confirmed by Rockstar Games developers. One is that GTA 6 is in fact Rockstar's next game to release. Number two is GTA 6 is also in early development. Now this can mean many things, and like I said, this comes straight from Rockstar Games employees. Now, while it's obvious that GTA 6 doesn't need to be confirmed for us to know that GTA 6 is going to happen, today, Grand Theft Auto 6 was confirmed to be Rockstar Games' next big project to release. And I just want to say that the term or name GTA 6 is susceptible to change. It could be a non-numerical GTA, like San Andreas or Vice City, for instance, but GTA 6 is just a placeholder. So this shuts down any rumors of a Bully 2 or that medieval game happening, which is kind of sad because I'm a Bully fan. I think Bully 2 would be great, but if it does happen, it probably won't be for many, many more years, which means that it probably just won't happen at all because it has been shelved like twice in its life cycle already. So you're probably wondering, well, where does all of this information come from that I'm talking about in this video? Well, it comes from a Kotaku article today that released that is authored by Jason Schreier. If you don't know who Jason is, he is a world-renowned journalist and someone that is very trustworthy within the video game community with a great reputation and also inside sources, hence the reason that we have this information from these anonymous Rockstar Games employees. Now, the main focal point of this article, which you can find linked down below in the description, is Rockstar Games and their crunch time on video games. Now, this is something that broke the internet with the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 when it was discovered the inhumane amount of hours and overtime that went into the crunch period of RDR2 to get it released. However, there are a couple key takeaways regarding Grand Theft Auto 6 in this article that has everyone's attention right now. So the first thing I want to discuss and break down is GTA 6 confirmed to be Rockstar Games' next release. In the article, it says, one plan that management has laid out for the next game, a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, is to start out with a moderately sized release, which by Rockstar standards would still be a large game, that is then expanded with regular updates over time, which may help mitigate stress and crunch. So with the lines, one plan that management has laid out for the next game, a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, that confirms that we're not going to see Bully 2 or a medieval game or a Max Payne 4 or anything before Grand Theft Auto 6. So another very interesting thing that we take from this just little paragraph right here is that the game would release in DLCs almost, versus one huge release like we're used to. Now, this would obviously help mitigate the crunch times that go into games and rushing things to get it out. So instead of an unpolished major release, it's going to be broken down into smaller, polished releases, like say 4 different parts to the story mode. Basically what we already have, except it would apply to single player now, like with GTA Online, periodical updates. That would just be happening in single player, I guess. That's what I'm taking from that. But also, it's interesting to note that this is something Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, discussed at the end of 2019. And he said in an interview or a conference call, I believe it was, it's possible that games may be a bit shorter than they were in certain instances. It's possible that the ability to deliver content on an ongoing basis for a long time after an initial release of a hit would mean that perhaps that initial release wouldn't be as long in terms of number of hours of gameplay as previously have been demanded in a world where that was all you were getting. So GTA Online has really helped kind of like revolutionize and pioneer games as far as that goes, if that's kind of the way forward. You know, instead of like RDR2 with over 280 hours of gameplay or whatever astronomical number it was, we would get like 50 hours, for instance, and like I said, I'm making those numbers up, but you would still have a decent story mode, but you would also be getting more to it than one just giant story mode right off the bat. So I'm a story mode guy. That's why I focus on that, because I love story mode more than like online and multiplayer, but essentially it would be kind of the same concept as GTA Online, but with a single player that for a variety of reasons, is a great thing. It adds longevity to the games, more fun. You don't just play RDR2 for a month after it came out like I did and really don't play it or haven't played it since. So anyways, without Rockstar Games directly confirming it, having somebody from the inside say that, hey, this is going to be Rockstar's next game is actually pretty cool because it just shuts down the rumor pool of, hey, are we going to get a Bully 2 instead or a medieval game or something just kind of just crazy like that. So very interesting. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is probably the most important, and that is GTA 6 is in early development. So the next paragraph of this article says, but there is a catch. Rockstar's next big project is still in early development. When production ramps up and the game gets closer to launching, will overtime come with it? Will Rockstar's employees then face the pressure of months of crunch in order to finish all the ambitious work it takes to make a Rockstar game? The changes have been good enough for me to stay and give them a chance, but let's see what happens down the road when the pressures of delivering a final product become reality, said one developer. So, very interesting right there. Rockstar's next big project is still in early development. So, what does that mean? Does it mean that we're not going to see GTA 6 for another 3, 4, 5 years? Well, we don't know exactly, but I highly doubt that. Honestly, I don't think that would happen at all. Early development can mean a wide array of things that I'm not educated enough to talk about, nor will I speculate. But I do want to say that when GTA 5 was announced in October 2011, that game was technically still in early development, as it was almost 2 years away, and it had only been worked on for about a year and a half at that point. So that does not mean with GTA 6 being in early development that we can't or won't get an announcement or teaser trailer very soon or sometime in 2020. It just means that the initial release of the game is still probably a year and a half to, I would say, maybe 2.5 years away as a stretch. Now, it's also interesting to note that the author of this article, Jason Schreier, just on the topic of a GTA 6 announcement, put in his video game predictions for 2020, or his 2020 predictions, at number 2, Rockstar Games to announce GTA 6. So this is the same guy who's writing this article. So my guess is that, yes, we will see GTA 6 announced in 2020, but as far as that release goes, a year and a half to 2.5 years away. I also do want to say that GTA 5, motion capture work for that game began in 2010. Early development. And we've seen on various actors' resumes as early as 2017, aka like 3 years ago, GTA 6 listed on these resumes. So as far as early development goes, that's a very broad term. Red Dead Redemption 2, for instance, was worked on from 2010 to 2018 when it released. So early development just means a lot of things. And one last thing that I want to discuss that I think a lot of people are actually overlooking is a line from a little bit higher up in this article from a Rockstar developer that says, "We'll see in a year or two if I'm pulling my hair out. But it does seem like we're moving in the right direction for being a company the size we are." So with that line there, we'll see in a year or two if I'm pulling my hair out. That, in my head, implies that he's talking about the crunch time, obviously, for GTA 6 being released in the final stages of development where they are rushing to get it out, aka they're in like a 6-month time frames. Because as we know, Rockstar Games are very notorious for delaying their games about twice after the first ever release date. So say GTA 5, for instance, was originally announced for early 2013, and it was delayed till September 2013. So it usually happens about twice. The same thing happened with Red Dead Redemption 2. So with that developer saying, we'll see in a year or two if I'm pulling my hair out, that makes me think that this early development term, like I said, is so broad and it means so many things. But within the next year or two, that kind of gives us a time frame of, okay, expect GTA 6, say, mid-2020, or 2022, excuse me, at the latest. But as far as early development goes, that doesn't mean, like I said, for the last time, that we can't get an announcement or a teaser trailer. I really feel like that will happen sometime in 2020, and because of what's going on in the world right now, I feel like that was probably pushed back. We might have been seeing something within the next couple of weeks, and that's honestly just an educated guess, but just with everything going on, people working from home, and that not really being a main priority right now. It might seem like a good time to announce GTA 6, but I honestly don't think it would be as far as advertisers go, money, budgets, and things like that. So anyways, I just wanted to discuss this with all of you regarding those two main takeaways from this article. Very interesting read, though, because it also talks about Dan Houser, and kind of gives us a little insight into why he might have left Rockstar Games. Also, why some of these games do get delayed, rewriting some of the stories at the last minute. And also the fact that, like, Rockstar's culture in their office used to be filled with, like, partying and strip clubs. Very crazy stuff, but just a really cool read. So check it out. But anyways, if y'all enjoyed this video, hopefully I could earn your thumbs up and your subscription. A little love goes a long way. I always strive to be as transparent as possible with these videos, and also I'm the type of guy to not really sugarcoat things, even if it is what we don't want to hear. I will tell you that because that's better than just making stuff up, of course. So anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. Love you all. My name is Zach Cox, and I hope to see y'all in the next video.